Welcome back, my friends. We are continuing with the guide through A Course in Miracles, specifically the workbook, and today is lesson 39, My Holiness is My Salvation, continuing with that theme of holiness. If you remember 38, my holiness, there's nothing my holiness cannot do. 37, my holiness blesses the world. Lesson 36, my holiness envelops everything I see. And if you recall as well, that several times I've mentioned that the Course seems to be a path of negation. It takes things away from us, which it does. What it takes, though, is an illusion. And we are asked to see through that illusion and to now, with that carpet pulled out from under us, we discover that what we are is actually holy. It's a big discovery, and it's only taken us 30 some lessons to get here. My holiness is my salvation. If guilt is hell, what is its opposite? Like the text for which this workbook was written, the idea used for the exercises are very simple, very clear, and totally ambiguous. It's a hard word for me, guys. I tried. We are not concerned with the intellectual feats nor logical toys. We are dealing only in the very obvious, which has been overlooked in the clouds of complexity in which you think you think. If guilt is hell, what is its opposite? This is not difficult, surely. The hesitation you may feel in answering is not due to the ambiguity of the question. Man, I hope I don't have to use that word again. But do you believe that guilt is hell? If you did, you would see at once how direct and simple the text is, and you would not need a workbook at all. No one needs practice to gain what is already his. We have already said that your holiness is the salvation of the world. What about your own salvation? You cannot give what you do not have. A Savior must be saved. How else can he teach salvation? Today's exercises apply to you, recognizing that your salvation is crucial to the salvation of the world. As you apply the exercises to the world, the whole world stands to benefit. Your holiness is the answer to every question that was ever asked, is being asked now, and will be asked again in the future. Your holiness means the end of guilt, and therefore the end of hell. Your holiness is the salvation of the world and your own. How could you, to whom your holiness belongs to, be excluded from it? God does not know unholiness. Can it be he does not know his Son? A full 5 minutes of urge for the longer practice periods today, and longer, more frequent practices are encouraged. If you want to exceed the minimum requirement, more rather than longer sessions are recommended, although both are suggested. Begin the practice period as usual by repeating today's idea to yourself. Then, with closed eyes, search out your unloving thoughts in whatever form they appear: uneasiness, depression, anger, fear, worry, attack, insecurity, and so on. Whatever form they take, they are unloving and therefore fearful. And so, it is from them that you need to be saved. Specific situations, events, or personalities you associate with unloving thoughts of any kind are suitable subjects for today's exercise. It is imperative for your salvation to see them differently. And it is your blessing on them that will save you and give you vision. Slowly, without conscious selection and without undue emphasis on any one in particular, search your mind for every thought that stands between you and your salvation. Apply the idea for today to each of them in this way. My unloving thoughts about person, event, situation are keeping me in hell. My holiness is my salvation. You may find these practice periods easier if you interspace them with several short periods during which you merely repeat today's idea to yourself slowly a few times. You may also find it helpful to include a few short intervals in which you just relax and do not seem to be thinking of anything. Sustained concentration is very difficult at first. It will become much easier as your mind becomes more disciplined and less distractible. Meanwhile, you should feel free to introduce variety into the exercise periods in whatever form appeals to you. Do not, however, change the idea itself as you vary the method applying it. However you elect to use it, the idea should be stated so that its meaning is in fact that your holiness is your salvation. End each practice period by repeating the idea in its original form once more and adding, if guilt is hell, what is its opposite? In the shorter applications, which should be made 3 or 4 times an hour and more if possible, you may ask yourself this question, repeat today's idea, and preferably both. If temptation arises, a particular helpful form of this idea is, my holiness is my salvation from this, whatever this might be. A good in-the-moment meditation, my holiness is my salvation from this. This is another exercise. Of course, I did this just about a year ago on my 3rd time through the workbook and 30 plus years of practice. Of course, there's been, continuous study throughout, but never starting at the beginning and going all the way through. Just these 3 times. And of course, my best to continuously live a life of forgiveness. But this was another instant today, reading this for you guys, that I had a little aha moment. And we'll talk about those aha moments in another session. This one was kind of long, so we'll leave it at that. Just remember, your holiness is your salvation, as is mine. And I love you.